The fire crackles, and the man, from a distant land, watches the flames. He shakes his head. Coffee. Mountains of coffee beans being burned. There's too much of it. It loses value and prices drop, the Brazilian authorities claim. The man, however, has dedicated his life to coffee. The man knows there is something deeply wrong about that insult to nature and the labor of so many. The year is 1934. Luigi Lavazza is 75 years old. He returns from that trip to Brazil with a red notebook filled with notes and one specific lesson he passes down to his children, heirs to the company that bears his name. Respect the land. Respect those who work it. We can only move forward together with mutual support and sustainability. The lesson becomes part of the Lavazza DNA. It shapes and guides the decisions and ethos of the company. And 70 years later, in 2004, is codified, systematized into the Giuseppe and Pericle Lavazza Foundation, NGO. The first step on that path was in 2001, with the start of a new project. The millennium is just begun, and the coffee world is in crisis. Prices are low and small producers are struggling. Sitting in a cafe in Bogota are two men, an unmissable cup of coffee in front of each. They're looking for a way out, if not a solution to the situation. The men are Mario Cerutti, former director of the coffee buying department and current-day secretary of the foundation, and Markus Fischer, in charge of sustainability programs for Volcafe, a trader in the industry. They realize that the first crucial step to overcome the struggles is to support small farmers, granting them financial and social aid so that they are not forced to leave their jobs. Luigi Lavazza's teachings involved finding the courage to reach out precisely when everything around you is dark. And so, the Tierra project was born. A shared ethos, a system of targeted aid and assistance that returns dignity and stability to small farming communities whose entire well-being revolves around coffee in Colombia, Honduras, and Peru. Community is people, and people are at the heart of every decision, every action that the foundation takes. It never works alone. It consistently strives to collaborate with partners from institutions, with allies, with local projects that can truly make a difference in people's lives. Those who work the land every day, those who reap its fruit, know that climate change is an emergency, and by no means a new one. For Lavazza, sustainability has been, for a long time, at the core of projects that aim to contain and fight against the effects of climate change. The needs of the land are entwined with those of people socially and financially at a disadvantage, such as women who too often are made to pay the price of devastation, be it climate or war-borne. Projects such as Coffee as a Megaphone of Peace, developed in Colombia in 2015 with the Fondation Volcafe, and Coffee to be Reborn, developed in Guatemala in 2016 alongside the Asociación Civil Verdad y Vida, share the desire to create opportunities for women who have been victimized by conflicts, personal or societal. 2017 sees the creation of A Cup of Learning, a training program, a way to divulge and promote coffee culture and to offer to thousands of young learners from more vulnerable demographics the opportunity to turn their passion into a profession. The idea is as simple as it is effective. Learning a trade can change your fate. People need caring for, and so does the land. Maintaining biodiversity, enacting sustainable practices, ensuring the safety of the coffee of today and of tomorrow. The Foundation and the Lavazza Group, through the World Coffee Research Network, arranged for the publication in 2018 of the genetic sequence of the Arabica coffee. In 2019, the Foundation took part in a United Nations Development Program project in Ecuador to develop production without cutting trees. 2 years later, deforestation-free coffee was born, the first of its kind in Italy. For millennia, farmers and indigenous peoples have been loving guardians and defenders of the land, a love which has been eroded in the past 100 years by an unending quest for profit and the absurd conviction that for the land to be nourishment, it had to be ravaged. Through the Guardians of the Forest project, the indigenous peoples of the Madre Dios region of the Peruvian forests have taken full control and guardianship once more of the preservation of Amazonian nuts and over 5,000 new trees. The documentary, Amazonia, the season finale, starring singer Ben Harper, tells of this extraordinary reconnection between people and land. Being able to speak of these projects, to raise awareness, inspire, and spread the beauty of this culture has always been one of the Foundation's goals. It has also tried doing so among its various endeavors through the famous Lavazza calendar, an artistic project born in 1993 and assigned, each year since, to a different photographer. In 2015, Steve McCurry curated the calendar, which was dedicated to land defenders worldwide. With it, the link between art and awareness became tighter and more explicit. Calendars since have covered issues relating to the environment, to peace, to rebirth, including the Yes, We're Open edition, dedicated to the reopening of the world after the pandemic, curated by U.S. photographer Alex Prager. Support and sustainability are the values at the core of the 2024 calendar, More Than Us. It includes shots by 3 African photographers, each using their distinctive style to tell stories of activism. Among them, that of the Panzi Foundation, created in the Democratic Republic of Congo by Denis Mukwege, doctor and Nobel Peace Prize winner. Panzi is where women who have survived violence and assault find therapy, community, and a path of return to normalcy. A path that doesn't end when they leave the hospital, but one that follows and supports them back into society, as they are often ostracized by their families and communities after the violence. The Lavazza and Panzi Foundations have set up the Coffee to Thrive project, which offers women a 3-year course of education and training for coffee farming and roasting. Even the place where it all began, Turin, and Italy in general, are fertile soil for the Foundation's projects and activities. Some of the workers in the Nuvola, the Cloud, Lavazza's headquarters, trained and studied with the A Cup of Learning project. The Nuvola also includes a museum. Inside that museum is a hall, and that hall is home to the Red Notebook of Luigi Lavazza. Notes, recipes, small reflections, all perfectly preserved. The most beautiful, most visionary, and perhaps most precious? I don't want to be part of a world that destroys the gifts of nature.